money. Let's talk about the money, right? You put some money somewhere. So why did you put your money there in the first place? What did you hear? What did you read? Did you investigate? So you put your money there after whatever it is that you did, and they started paying 15% returns every month, 20% returns every month, 25% in some cases. They paid for a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe 2, maybe 3. All of a sudden, the number you have dialed is switched off. And then you start to cry foul. But let's find out exactly this morning. Were you really investing your money? Was that an investment or it was a Ponzi scheme? I have Asindi with me on the phone. He is an independent investment consultant, Asindi Akaniyene, and we will be having this clarification this morning on radio. Good morning, Asindi. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Dr.
All right, so let's start first of all. What are the things to look out for when a person wants to invest their money anywhere?
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity to learn more in Nigeria and how Nigerians can take an advantage of investing in the right scheme. Okay, so first and foremost, you need to understand why you want to invest at first and the reasons for investment, and then take your research, do your research, ask questions, and then decide to invest. So the things you should look out for first when you want to invest is to look at the firm where you want to invest, and then find out who's regulating that firm, have they listed in Nigerian Stock Exchange, or what kind of investment. Investment can be seen in two different types. It can be that you want to invest in your personal growth, personal development plans, and can also be that you want to invest in monetary policy, monetary investment. So if you're looking at the investing in monetary investment, I mentioned you need to look out for those that are being listed in Nigerian Stock Exchange and the regulatory bodies who are regulating these people, because we have to be very careful. There are so many schemes out there that are better to scam you and then take your money.
Okay, so we've heard over the years, first of all, we had this one they called MMM, and I was having a chat with my colleagues after my show yesterday, and they said to me, no, MMM did put a disclaimer. They said, only put money you know you can lose and not, have a heart attack. I said, really? They said, yes, it was clearly stated there. So that one came and went. So what we found with MMM was that people put in, maybe they started out with 30, 50, 100, then wow, let me go to the bank or let me go to my cooperative society and take 4 million, and they threw it in there. And just at the time they threw it in, the whole thing froze. After MMM, we've had a lot of others. The case in point is the one they call NBA Forex. They have over 30 offices across Nigeria. And a few days ago, the investors, went to the FCC to say you should prosecute this person because he kept our money, is holding our capital. So in this instance, they said they checked out, in fact, some guy was here yesterday, said they checked out the document, they were listed by SEC, they had the logo of the CBN, they had all these logos of regulatory agencies. So is it still to be seen as a fraudulent scheme?
Okay, thank you very much. Again, I would like to stress about this fact that when you want to invest in what you understand. Know yourself, identify your investment products suitable for you so that you can reduce risk and also diversify your investment. Now, when we talk about the Ponzi scheme of MMM, I think the government sometimes came out openly and advised Nigerians that they are not in support of MMM. Everybody should stay away from MMM. And of course, because of the spreadness and when the situation in the country, people are very desperate in adding money and making money for themselves. And they want to, of course, invest in any scheme that is paying quickly and higher interest rate. And to be very sincere, up till now, I'm still yet to understand the payment is like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Collecting money from one person and giving to another person. And of course, that kind of investment does not have security.
Are they called investments, Asindi, in the real sense? Are they investments?
Yeah, I cannot qualify that to be an investment, but because investment in a common understanding is anything you put your time, energy, effort with the intention to get profit from it tomorrow. So it can be monetary. So in monetary, if you put money, if you buy something today, or you put money somewhere with the intention of getting a higher return tomorrow, is an investment. So even if I may not call it investment like it is, even if it's a Ponzi scheme, but if you look at it, the characteristics around it can be seen as an investment, if you want to look at it. But those are not the secured ways of investing. You know, you just put in your money, and then at the end of the day, someone pays you higher tomorrow. You didn't ask whether the person invest. They think they invest, are they regulated by the SEC or what? So you just put the money there. So that goes. So I haven't talked about that. So let's look at the one we said, you know, the one that we cannot talk about them lately because of the fact that the people are nowhere to be found, and that they were listed in the Securities and Exchange Commission. Yes. Did you do your research first? Did you check? Did you make a findings to be sure? That's why I said you have to know yourself. You have to know the kind of investment that's suitable for you and the places to invest. You do your research first.
Okay, so Asindi, the issue is, for this particular one, they said they were doing forex trading.
Okay.
So tell us about that.
Okay, so if they are doing forex trading, first and foremost, Nigeria, we are using Naira in Nigeria. And of course, when you're doing forex trading, you have to be very careful with the people we are dealing with, because we trade with Naira in Nigeria, even though, of course, to some extent, because of payment settlement, we use foreign currency to make payment settlement. So if someone goes to invest and say that Securities and Exchange Commission has approved this body to trade, you first and foremost go and make your research and get your facts clearly, because one, with the current situation in the country, and of course with the global crisis, I mean, I'm talking about pandemic now, the COVID-19, the interest rate in Nigerian banks actually dropped drastically, whereby, of course, people were now looking forward to invest their money and all that. So many things will come up, like invest here, you get this amount, invest here, you get this amount, and people were easily, you know, were easily carried, you know, so they just move in there and they start putting their money and start investing what they don't understand. But if truly they were listed in the Nigerian Stock Exchange, be sure that it is backed with the full credit of the government. So if anything happens here and then, of course, you're not seeing your money, sure, the government will always have the way of settling those, because before the government gives you the right or license to run an investment company, whether in Forex or in Naira, there's a full credit back of the government.
Okay, so let's also look at the figures. First of all, they say they can give you 15% every month. Is that even remotely possible? Because one of the narratives we've heard is that the banks were robbing Nigerians blind. You put money in the bank, they tell you that you get 4% at the end of the month. Oh, they're making 100 and something thousand %. They're just giving you a fraction. Is it possible that a company will be able to do business, make profit, and give all of its investors 15% profit every month?
Thank you very much. Okay, so let's talk about the bank and robbing Nigerians, and then we'll go to 15%. Okay, so first and foremost, the Securities and Exchange Commission is, apart from giving licenses to asset management houses, they also are there to protect investors and investors' money. So not just to give licenses, they also protect investors. Therefore, if the bank is telling you, first, understand that all interest rates are per annum. The annum in the sense that, of course, it has to run for one annual year. So people really don't understand that it's prorated. So when they give you, they tell you your interest rate is 4%, you think they're going to give you 4% in that month. No. It's per annum. It's prorated, divided by the number of times that your money has to be longer period that your money has paid in the bank. So it's prorated. So if the banks they have integrity a lot. That's one thing I have to say. The Nigerian banks have integrity because they're regulated by the Apex Body Central Bank. Because once anybody petitions any Nigerian bank for misrepresentation, of course, the penalties are always very high. So on that, I have to clear that. That people have to first and foremost calculate, understand what the interest rate is, and how the interest rate is being calculated, so that you'll be able to know how much you're expected at the end of the month, how much you expect to get at the end of the, maybe by annually or annually. You have to calculate it very well to understand how much you earn on that. Then for the 15% interest rate, like I said before now, if you're investing in a monetary investment and in the country where it is regulated, first and foremost, what are they investing in? Because even the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, there are certain things that approve that asset management should invest in those areas. You cannot go and say you want to go and start investing in brewery like now. You want to go and invest in ammunition where they are not approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission. So a lot of people, investment houses sprang up because of the challenges that Nigerians are facing, and they tell you, look, we can give you this percent, we can give you this percent. And it was one thing we all need to know, that once you meet up the requirements for obtaining a license from the Securities and Exchange Commission and you're a Nigerian, of course you're going to get that license. So what happens now most times now, if you get that license, when they get the license, do you go back to check who are in the board, who are those in board of trustees, who are the people behind this investment? So you need to know that if you put your money here, your money is going to, of course, be secured, your principal and your interest is getting gotten back to you. You know, some people are private asset management, some are, of course, public. So, of course, the government does not protect the one that is, the government does not regulate the one that is private, the government regulates the one that is public. So, if you're investing in the one that is private, of course, government does not regulate. Those ones depend on the return on interest to pay your interest and your principal. The income they generate is what they use to pay your interest and your principal. But when it is the one that is public, that government regulates them, of course, you know, those, we have the names, when we get there, we'll mention the names. You know, so those are the ones we look out for. The ones that are backed by government, those are the ones who should be investing. So Nigerians should be very careful when going into the investment. So I'm not saying private investors are not doing well, but then you need to be sure of those behind the company. Who are those in the corporation? Who are those behind it? You know, so you can be sure that your investment is secure. So where do you get 15% from? Where are you investing your fund? Is it in the same capital market that we are investing that you're also investing? If it is the same capital market that we are investing, how are you getting your rates? Meanwhile, other people are getting lesser than that. People are getting 4%. I don't think there's anybody that is giving, in the regulated banks that are giving more than 5% now, even for mutual funds. I don't think there's anybody that's giving more than 5% now. If anybody is giving you more than 5 or 10%, ask the person question. Please, where are you investing this money?
Okay, so that's,
can be sure
that's unregulated.
At the end of the day.
Asindi, that's unregulated. So that's unregulated, right? That's in the regulated arena. So in the unregulated, is it even possible for anybody to make that amount consistently in the forex market?
Well, I can't. You know, it depends on the factors that plays out in the market on a daily basis. I don't see anybody making 15% on a daily basis. On what are you investing actually? If you're investing, is it the euro bond you're investing in, or in the dollar in the dollar investment? Where are you investing? Because if you invest in dollar investment is doing relatively 5 and 6% now. So where are you getting 15% from? Now the question, like I said before, now you need to find first and foremost, where are you investing my money in? There are some people who take money and of course play with it, and of course they take the risk of investing. And when the money comes up, when they make the profit, of course they pay you first month, 2 months, 3 months, first 1 year. The return is coming. You're happy that you're getting more money. You tell your brothers, you tell your sisters, tell your siblings, tell your relative friends that look, I'm making money here, and you take very big money. So you make 100,000 today. Tomorrow you want to put 200,000, you can make 300,000. So at the end of the day, when they put this money, take this money back to investing, where they're investing, and something foul comes out to play, and they can't get the money back to pay you, what else will they do? I mean, it's something that everybody should reasonably know that they have to fold up. And once they fold up, okay, fine. You might say, okay, they are regulated by Securities and Exchange Commission. Yes. Exchange Commission will check and say, okay, what happened? Why are they folding? What's the problem? Why are they running at a deficit? They look at all that. They hold it. Okay, please put on hold. Your money is paid. We'll get back to you. And after a while, when you look at all the things that and related to why they folded, when they are settled with all of that, they can come back and say, okay, we won't start paying back investors the money they put. But that might take a period of time. And sometimes that money you had there was for a purpose. You have planned for like maybe a 3-month plan or a 6-month plan. So you put that and instead in 6 months you're going to take out the money and go and complete a project, for projects, for housing, the property and all that. Then when these people fold and the security tells you, Security and Commission says, okay, we are aware of this, please, we'll get back to you shortly. It can take a year or 2 before they get back to you. So the point is that by the time they get back to you, are you going to be able to meet up that project you wanted to meet up within 6 months?
And some people actually take loans from banks, to...
People take loans from banks and they have to pay interest on those loans. So it's a major challenge that people have to be very careful when they're investing. So when you look at those that are properly regulated and they have firms that have been there, they have different streams of investment, they have different divisions of investment, you can now say, okay, these people have names, they have a firm, they have been there for so many years, we can vouch for them. Of course, after you've done your research. Of course, some names that have been there, we've not heard anything bad about them. We've known them for some years now. Nothing wrong has gone with them. They are still moving on. Even though their rates are not as enticing as the rate that those people give to you. This is the thing we all have to consider.
So they're saying that the regulatory agencies are not doing enough. For example, I just opened, something online here. I was trying to check this MBA Forex that people, were protesting about in Port Harcourt. March 11, 2020. So we have a list of 12 companies here, and what is written here is that SEC wishes to draw the attention of the investing public to the activities of these people, saying that they are running fraudulent schemes. They mentioned Loom Nigeria Money, Box Value Trading Company Limited, Now Alert, Flip Cash Investment, Result Investment Nigeria Limited, Helping Hand and Investment, No Failure Development and Empowerment Nigeria Limited, MBA Forex and Investment Limited, Federate Investors Trading Company, Jama Life Helpers Global Limited, Flexus Global Solutions and Investment Limited, United Capital Investment Company Limited. And they're saying that, okay, a lot of people, I'm sure, have not seen this, but the people that are protesting are saying that if you, SEC, or, the regulatory agencies, you know that these people are fraudulent, why didn't the government do more? Why didn't they shut down the offices? What's your thoughts on that, Asindi?
Okay, so, of course, the government, to some extent, I will agree with you sometimes that maybe the government is not doing enough, or the regulatory body are not doing enough, to protect Nigeria. The Nigerians also have to do things to protect themselves. If the government has come to say, look, these people are fraudulent, and we're telling you don't deal with them. Okay, if they have a well-known office anywhere, and then, of course, it's popular, a popular office that people go to trade, and government has come to tell you, look, these people are fraudulent. And because we are not regulating them, we are not sure of what they are doing, we are not sure where they are investing their money. And they have cautioned and advised you to stay away from them. I think it's best of the thing that anybody wants to do. Like I said before I started, you need to know yourself, know the kind of investment you want to go into that suits you, and then ask questions and do your research. If most Nigerians have done their research, of course they would have seen that the government has already put the red flag on these people. Now, because we are always very desperate, and then of course sometimes we have lost confidence in this. Some people have lost confidence in the government, and they say, these people don't want us to make money, they just want us to, you know how Nigerians can actually say at times. And they don't want us to make money, they are just trying to, of course, recruit these people so that at the end of the day we're not going to make money from it. And they say, let's go and give it a try. Usually when things like this come, of course, they take 6 months, you make money, and then they pay you. After a while, they just promise you the thin air. You can't find them. So I cannot say exactly the government has done well, because what they have communicated to you. The office can be there, and then if nobody goes to the office, they will fold up. If nobody goes to patronize them, they will fold up. But they are told, at least do not deal with these people. We do not know them. So the onus lies on you to ensure that you don't deal with these people, so that at the end of it, you don't cry foul. Because right now, people are protesting, and the government can come and, of course, vindicate themselves to say, we have earlier on told the people that, look, these people are fraudulent, do not trade with them, so that they will not party with your funds. So you're coming to say that they are taking your money. What do you want us to do? Because they are gone, we can't find them. So I really believe that sometimes we need to do enough also to assist the government and, of course, the regulatory bodies for us to be able to fish out these, people who are out to train Nigerians and, of course, defraud Nigerians.
So are you saying, for example, Asindi, if I hear that there's a company, one company has opened, they're giving 20%, 15%, immediately I should just, go and knock on the EFCC's door and say there's another person here who's likely to cause pain to Nigerians?
Oh yes, you may not really directly go and say EFCC, there's someone who wants to cause pain. Of course, they might be investing in areas where, of course, even if it's not areas where government has go and regulate, but then those areas might not be risky, might not be high risk. If there's no high risk in it, of course, you can invest. But that is true. When you see people come up like that, like I said, first and foremost, you do your research. You go to find out from, areas, go to regulatory bodies. Do you know these people? Are they being licensed and all that? When you find out those, and those things are there online, you can check them. You can check those that have been listed. You can check them. You can see for yourself. You can decide to go to their office to find out if for true these guys have been licensed and what they are doing is the correct thing. So it's not enough for you to just see them and then you say, oh, another red flag again. But of course, because of what happened to the previous person and what happened with the previous investment house, anybody who wants to say, this one that come again, and now that they want to go and, make this. But I cannot say directly that it did happen to just walk up and go and say EFCC. But you can put them on alert. Say, okay, please, can you investigate? Can you come and check? Anybody can petition. Once you're not comfortable with anything, you can, of course, move to any, of course, government agency that I know regulates such people to tell them, please, this is what I noticed here. Can you give us parcels of these people? What are they into? Are they really licensed for what they are doing? Should we invest in them? And all that. Of course, that will also raise the red flag for the government to start checking on them. And also start checking and selling on them to find out who are these people. Are they truly licensed? Are they doing the right thing? And Nigerians going to be defrauded in Nigeria by eventually begin to invest in with these people. Will they be defrauded and all that? So those are things you can put together to soak it. So that you can do your own background check and be sure that, I'm investing here, I have all the necessary confidence to invest in this place.
All right, thank you very much, Asindi, for your time.
Thank you.
Talking with Asindi Akaniyene, an independent investment consultant, and I'm checking one site. It's an investment, a forex company, trading company, and this is what is written: risk warning. Trading forex and leverage financial instruments involves significant risk and can result in the loss of your invested capital. You should not invest more than you can afford to lose and should ensure that you fully understand the risks involved. He also goes on to say trading leverage products may not be suitable for all investors. I mean, there's a risk warning there. And of course, there's a risk disclosure. So I don't know if those who went in with the Forex company, got this far. But then again, we'll find out after the commercial. We're Nigerian for Port Harcourt. Stay tuned. Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers. Consultant, and now we're back to you. Did you invest? How did it go? The lawyer came by yesterday, by the way, and he said he did his due diligence. But I'm checking if the March 2020 document reads that they are unlawful market operators and warns people not to invest. Where did we miss it? And then again, from yesterday, the issues that came forth were, should the regulatory agencies do better? Shouldn't the EFCC have arrested them? Why did they allow them to operate for this long? And then the media, why do you bring them onto your platforms if you're not sure that they are legit? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0009. My name is Enoh Ogbevire. Let's hear you. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Are you an investor?
Yes, I'm an investor.
All right.
Okay. Even though not a forex investor, because I don't want to go into what, so that other listeners will not think otherwise. Now, concerning this, what they come on air to say is different from what happens when they go to their training ground or seminar. They come and say we don't trade for people, we only train. Is a lie, a blank lie. What they come on air to say, by the time they get to their training ground, of course, the media or radio, they want to say what will please people. So by the time you come there, they collect your money, or rather they lure you to invest, or rather to put the money for them to trade for you. So maybe, it's left for the investor to think otherwise. But somebody will come and say our document is Nigeria Info. That is not a criteria for them not to do what they want to do when you meet them at their venue. Training is free. Nigeria should be wise though.
Okay.
What they say on air is different from what they start their training ground.
All right. So I know that a couple of times, so maybe more, we've had people who come here and they say, like you said, we're not trading for people. You have to learn to trade yourself. So when you go there, is it that they take away that option of you trading yourself, of you learning how to trade? Like someone said, was there a gun to your head? Bring the money. We'll trade for you. We'll trade for you. And I'll be very concerned as a person if I went somewhere and what the person is telling me is different from what I heard them say on radio. For me, that would raise questions. But then again, maybe for some people, they did have those questions, but looked at the profits. This one said they've been collecting for 6 months. This one said they've been collecting for 3 months. Why am I even over-questioning? Why am I over-laboring the issue? We are now hearing for.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Akaniyene from Port Harcourt.
All right.
I was an investor about this thing, but my mind wasn't really into that. So one of my friends advised me to put in my money because he had already done it for 6 months and he was about renewing. So I told him okay, I know because he's a big boy, he has money. I told him, okay, I'll give you my own money to put in your own. Instead of 15%, you pay me 10 and take 5. But if anything happens to my money, you give me back. So that was the deal. He collected 2 million then, and he was giving me 200.
For how long?
For 6 months, from March to August. He was just giving me the money. The money was good though. But after then, my mind was when I get the 1.2, that's 6 months, I'll pull out my main money and use that one to continue. But at the end, when I collected that August loan and I had the project at hand, I just put out the money inside and
you were saved by the bell.
I'm pulled out.
You were saved by the bell.
Huh?
I said you were saved by the bell.
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly. So I think he continued. He renewed his own after I put out my own
2 million.
My own money. But then his own is stopped now. But it's still one of those things. Even MMA, when we were doing MMA, you just know what you're going into. It's not really too pure, but
okay. So I like what you're saying. Let me ask you. Do you think that most people who do these things know that it's going to cast at some point? It's going to go wrong. It's going to end.
Most times they know. Most times they
know. Hold on. Do you think that there's anyone who invests in these schemes that believes that to go on forever?
No, I don't think.
All right, thank you.
Living in food paradise.
Thank you for calling. We're Nigerian for.
Yeah, no, good morning. This is Mr. Simon from Port Harcourt.
Are you an investor?
No,
Are you an investor?
Yes, I'm an investor. I'm also a trader.
All right.
In the system, yes. I trade on coins, and I'll tell you the benefits to me. As I'm talking to you now, I know how much is on my wallet.
My colleagues are traders also. The truth is, nobody knew that this system will crash or it will fail. The present crisis we are going through in the dollar market is what they don't want to tell us. Ever since Trump do this election, a lot of investors withdrew their money. Are you with me?
Mm.
Number two, when the market was threatened, they also withdrew their money. Now, those who invest into the dollar market reduce their interest. So what we are having now is a crash in the system. Those who are in the coin market, they can understand what I'm talking about.
Hold on. So you're saying that the crash in the market makes it impossible for the forex company to pay back their investors?
Exactly.
How?
So we are losing.
No, we have other. Hold on, sir. We have other companies who are running, who say they're running the same kinds of scheme, and they're still paying.
In different platforms. It's a different platform. I am being investing in that place, and before you know, it will rise. Take note, there was a time even Bitcoin skyrocketed because of what? One of the richest men in the world took interest in it, and people started investing. And this is one of the major reasons we have. The moment one of the richest men withdrew his interest to that particular coin, people withdraw and invest there because they know they are secured in that platform. Now this other platform started suffering. People should be patient. That doesn't mean they will not pay you or that market will not rise. As I'm talking to you...
No, hold on. We're not talking coins. We're talking about this...
I'm talking about the forex market.
No,
now.
hold on. We have other forex companies that are still operating as we speak.
Of course.
Uh-huh. So I'm trying to understand how this is such a different, an isolated platform that the other people were investing in.
Please, I know. I may be a broker. You are also a broker. You have your investors and your traders.
Mm.
If your own traders don't show interest and your investors don't show interest in you, you are going to crash.
Yeah, but
because Zion interest is increased. People started investing on Zion. Does not mean that the market is totally flopped. It's a seasonal issue. They have a less database. People to invest in their system.
Okay.
That is what we are having. But the other, I'm blaming the government. The government should also upgrade their standards. Develop people that should monitor this market for the interest of Nigerians. Not just leaving Nigerians on their own and go put your money, consign on now, who don't register them. No. Monitor the system for the interest of Nigerians because their money is involved.
But I mean, you are the same Nigerians that say you don't trust the government. They don't have our interest at heart. You just want to steal all the money. Then, in the same breath, you're telling them, I don't understand. You're Nigerian, Phil.
Good morning, Enoh.
Good morning.
I'm Melody calling from Port Harcourt. Okay, I'm somehow an insider. So I'm an insider because one of the manager is a brother of mine.
Okay.
Of the one of the branches. So the truth is, number one, there is this narrative that the man is a member of he gave some money to a certain church, Christ Embassy in quotes. The owner of that church pastor.
What happened? Are you there? Okay. Where are we? We're online. Nigeria is filled with a lot of weak investment platforms that will likely fail. The reason we see the upsurge of these investments is because lots of people are unemployed. It may shock you to realize that some of those who run these things were jobless and just needed to do something to get money. It's unfortunate because no matter how genuine it looks, it may fail in the long run. Enoh, I asked the same question on your show yesterday, which is, assuming MBA was not registered with SEC, was SEC also constrained from sealing the company up? After all, the operations were not hidden. It was conspicuous enough for any monetary agency to act accordingly. Tex is saying, let's assume that a known investment company is registered to CAC, regulated by SEC, known by CBN, they pay tax to FIRS, then they go under because they successfully hid their Ponzi scheme from the regulatory authorities. Is the federal government, through NDIC, duty bound to pay the investors who lost money from that failed company? Isn't that a disclaimer issued by SEC last year? Yes. Okay, he's asking that the disclaimer that I just read, isn't it enough alert for the EFCC and ICPC to initiate investigations against the named companies? Well, we'll see if we can get Asindi back on the phone. Where are we? This is a long one. Anthony says what we need to clearly get a handle on at this time is the true nature of returns on forex trading and not stock exchange markets. Experts need to be clear that they make as high as 30 to 100% in a day or a month. Anthony, we know that they still lose. They're likely to still lose up to 100% in a day or a month. Says the market goes on 5 days a week and some claim very high returns depend on the knowledge of the trader. So if they play daily and get 5% in a month, they get 100%. So if they promise to give 15% at the end of the month, then it's feasible and possible. I think what must have happened is that they may have diverted investors' funds into other things and the returns income as expected. Or probably some directors may have dipped hands into the funds for personal use and there's not enough fund to play with in the market. What most of the investors lack is the understanding of the risk in the business. They hardly make personal findings or any company or mode of business. What they do is they rely on unbelievable returns on investment and advice from their ill-advised friends. The underlying factor here is greed to make money in quick, unbelievable rates. We're Nigerian folk.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, Enoh.
Yeah.
My name is Sima. I'm calling from Port Harcourt. Yes, the issue there. The federal government cannot tell us that they don't know about the activity of MBA from the onset. Yes, because it's just last year that the disclaimer was the issue. Meanwhile, MBA has been in existence about 3 or 4 years before that disclaimer was issued. Now, MBA doubles as a broker because they get access to international market. For you to get access, you have to get access to international market. You have to first of all have a broker. So MBA.
How do you know that they were brokers?
Of course, they were brokers. You understand?
Calm down now. Oga, calm down. How do you know that they were brokers?
You can trade with MBA if you want to trade. Then if you want to invest also, you invest with them. You understand? People trade with them and people invest with them. I trained with MBA.
Oh, you trained with them?
Yes, I traded.
Okay.
Yes. So the aspect of investment is there. So the federal government cannot come out and tell us that they are not aware. They are very much aware if the MBA was not genuine. You understand? We have other brokerage companies also which is in existence. So can the federal government come out and say clearly that they are not aware? They are aware. So the fact remains that MBA Maxwell Odum cannot go away with my money. He will pay the money. I know their house. That's the problem. He must pay that money. You understand? He cannot escape because in our Canada River State, we don't have a dubious senator. So if he's coming out a dubious senator, we will face him. He don't pay the money.
All right. Well, you've been patient so far. And on their Facebook page, they've written there that they will refund all their investors. They say it's a priority for them as a company. This was posted on 4th of February. 4th of February, they posted what looks like some refunds. That's so okay. Then 30th March, there's something there that they updated their phone number. We keep talking after the news at 9 o'clock. We're Nigerian Info. My name is Enoh Ogbevire. Stay tuned.
You are tuned in to 92.3 Nigeria Info.
It's 9 o'clock.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifeemi Andrew. The UK government has revealed that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson's personal mobile phone number has been available on the internet for the past 15 years. The number, published in a 2006 press release that was never deleted, appears to be the same number used by the Prime Minister till date. Last week, officials denied Mr. Johnson had been advised to change his phone number. Labour Member of Parliament Rachel Hopkins said the availability of Mr. Johnson's phone number had implications for security, lobbying, and the risk of blackmail. Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas says he is postponing rare parliamentary elections amid a dispute over voting rights. He said they could only happen if Israel allows Palestinians to vote in Israeli-occupied East Jerusalem. Israel has not made clear whether it will allow this without restrictions. Parliamentary and presidential elections, the first since 2006, were scheduled to take place in May and July. At least 44 people have been killed in a stampede at a religious festival in the northeast of Israel. Dozens were injured at the Lag Boma festival, which takes place annually at the foot of Mount Meron. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described it as a heavy disaster and said he was praying for the casualties. Tens of thousands of Orthodox Jews attended the festival, making it the largest event in Israel since the coronavirus pandemic began. The country's successful vaccination program has allowed it to lift many restrictions, but health officials are still warned of the risk of COVID-19. France will allow cafes, bars and restaurants to serve outside and relax a nightly curfew in a planned easing of lockdown measures starting next month. The four-stage plan outlined by President Emmanuel Macron aims to largely reopen the country by 30th of June. Foreign tourists with a COVID-19 health pass will be allowed to visit France again from the 9th of June. France's infection rate has fallen since introducing a third lockdown, but numbers remain high in some areas. Finally, Ecuador's High Court has decriminalized abortion in cases of rape, a major step in the traditionally Catholic country. The Constitutional Court voted 7-2 in favor of declaring 2 articles of the Penal Code unconstitutional. The decision came in response to a petition from women's rights groups and paves the way for parts of the legislation to be changed. Abortion remains a deeply divisive issue in Latin America, where countries have strict laws banning terminations. You can contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Thank you for listening.
I've got a lawyer with me in the studio, PDD Wokuma. It is double-edged this one. He's not just a lawyer, he's also an investor. He's got his money stuck in MBA Forex. Good morning, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yes, you are welcome.
All right. I know you listened yesterday morning and you thought that perhaps myself and others were insinuating that you did not do your due diligence, you and others like you, before investing in the company. So at the time you invested, what did you find out?
Yes, it's not only you and others. In fact, from the public to your answer, the public perception was that the investors were not diligent enough, and that spurred me to be here.
Fantastic. So let's get to it. What did you find at the point you wanted to put your money in?
Yes, actually it was in 2018 when a subsidiary of MBA Forex.
Subsidiary?
Yes, or partners of MBA Forex called T Natel approached me for investment. And as a lawyer, I decided to go interrogate them. And in course of my interrogation, I was satisfied that they were legally grounded to do the business.
Okay.
And that was why I invested my money. What are the incidents that make me to be convinced? They gave me a corporate profile. Here is the copy.
Okay.
And in going through the corporate profile, I observed that they registered with all the regulatory bodies. And in fact, I read at page 10 of the corporate profile, we have the CBN logo, EFCC logo, Security and Exchange Commission logo, whereby the MBA is claiming that they were fully registered and regulated, certified and endorsed by all relevant government agencies and regulatory bodies, both locally and internationally, and fully endorsed by the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Monitoring Unit, ACTU, of the Government of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, so that's a document.
Yes.
Did you check if it was online, if those information were online?
Yes, I went to the online. I went to the online and also confirmed their corporate profile. However, when in course of my investigation, I even go to their office at Waterline.
Okay.
And initially, I was interrogated by security agencies, who are agencies of federal government, police. Interrogate me, what did I come to do? Telling me that it's a legally corporate entity, and that also gives me the confidence that it is a regulated body. When I go into the office, I also saw the logos of all these security agencies, CBN and EFCC. So that gave me the confidence. As a lawyer, it is only a soothsayer that will know or see that from the corporate profile and what I have observed, they are not legally grounded. Okay,
so you went in 2018, right?
Yes.
And you were collecting dividends. How many percent? Or returns? So yeah.
I put in small money and they were paying me 15%.
Every month?
Yes, every month.
So did you think that it was going to last for, I don't know, how long did you think? What were you thinking?
No, as a civil servant, after confirming and being convinced of their corporate entity, registered company, and being regulated with these regulatory bodies, my plan is to use the little resources I have to invest with them towards my retirement.
Oh, so it was a retirement plan for you?
Yes.
So there was no exit date?
No. It's towards my retirement.
Okay, so you collected money from 2018 till, I believe, August 2020.
Yes.
So what changed? How did you find out that things had changed?
No, they were paying. I even put have up to 4 accounts. I used my children to open an account with them, and they were having legal business agreements with us, written by lawyers with lawyer stamp, convincing me that they are legal entities. So I put in my resources, as I told you, and until they were paying me my little percentage the percentage on my little investment until October 2020.
They paid you till October?
Yes, 2020.
Okay, so when the payment didn't come in the next months,
yes,
what happened?
That is where I'm faulting the managers, the Udum, and the company.
Okay.
They were not sincere to the public. They were not sincere to the public. They will have at that time informed us that CBN has gotten into their business and was investigating them. Instead of informing us of that fact, they were trying to dribble us to say that they want to be partnership with foreign partners, and this are telling us frivolous excuses to protect themselves until in February, when they flash in their website, in their platform, that CBN has frozen the account through the courts.
That was February of this year?
Yes, February, precisely February 10th, 11th.
So there's a document here from the Securities and Exchange Commission. It has listed 12 companies, March 11, 2020, and it's written there that these people are unlicensed and they're operating unlawfully and they're promoting fraudulent schemes. And MBA Forex and Investment Limited is listed. You didn't see that?
No, when I saw that.
You did see it?
Yes, I saw that. Great. When I saw that, I went to the office as a lawyer and asked them. They told me, the managers of MBA told me that since they have been operating over 5 years, they have been operating on temporary license basis by these regulatory bodies. So this information must have been a period when the company has never complied with their condition. Yes.
Okay, so they told you at that time that they had now fully complied.
Yes, that they have applied. Okay. And that is their usual thing. They will be applying after the expiration of the temporary license.
They keep renewing it.
Yes, renewing it.
So for you, that was not a red flag?
No.
Okay, so you're a lawyer and you have this document. So you read this, I believe.
No, that's my document.
Yeah, so with this, what are your chances of getting your money back?
Yes, when they publish the order of the court freezing the accounts, as a lawyer, I need to know the background upon which that order was made. I applied to the Federal High Court, Port Harcourt Division, and paid the necessary fees and got the certified true copies of the motion ex parte upon which that order was made. And in that motion, the CBN attached Exhibit A, which is a report of the CBN upon the official report by SEC that these people were operating illegally.
Okay, so CBN was acting because SEC had flagged it.
Yes.
Okay.
You understand? You see where we are going. SEC that have been permitting them temporarily has now reported them, maybe because of that hinge of being compliant. As at that investment has been made.
Lots of money.
Yes. So CBN came up with this report that. Can I read?
A bit, yeah.
Okay. Report on MBA Trading and Capital Investment Limited. This is written Christina Giyang, Economic Intelligence Unit, Governor's Department, Central Bank of Nigeria, dated February 9, 2021. Introduction. A primary responsibility of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is to license deposit-taking financial institutions. However, the bank recently received intelligence report that MBA Trading and Capital Investment Limited was collecting deposits from the Nigerian public without obtaining license from either the CBN or the Security and Exchange Commission.
So what this means is that the document you saw and the logos of the CBN in their offices meant nothing.
No. They were I can now understand.
SEC, yes, but yes. CBN, no.
No. I can now understand. They were temporary.
Licenses.
They were operating on temporary license.
Okay. Subject
to renewal.
Okay, let's go to the conclusion. Let's see what the conclusion says.
Now, findings. The investigation of the activities of MBA Trading and Capital Investment Limited revealed that the company's branches serve primarily as account opening and deposit taking outlets. This is a contravention of Section 57(1) and 4 of the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020. A further analysis of the financial information of the company revealed that principal payment and return on investments were made from investors' deposits, which is typical of Ponzi scheme. The question now is, if they were now, it is now revealed that they were operating on Ponzi scheme, why were they giving them the temporary license from the beginning to defraud or to deceive the public?
Is it not possible that in the beginning that was not what they put forward to the regulatory agencies? Isn't it possible? Because I know that when they started coming here, I mean, many years ago,
yes,
they were training, they were doing forex training. They were not collecting people's money. The initial time.
No, as at the time 2018.
No. Your time, things had changed. But I recollect the initial time, they were not collecting money. They were telling people, come and train. We'll give you, I think, up to $1,000 or something. Your account. They'll spread it for some people or some. I interviewed them here myself many years ago. So the initial time, I recollect, they were not taking money. They were teaching people how to trade forex.
Okay, my answer to that is, when I invested with them, until at the time when that publication by SEC was made, and upon my interrogation with them, they said one of SEC's requirement was that they should change their name to MBA Trading and Capital Investment. You understand? That was what they said. And it was upon that they changed their name to MBA Trading and Capital Investment Limited.
So perhaps that was what allowed them to start taking people's money.
Yes. You understand?
Okay.
So there is that tendency that SEC knows what they have been doing before now. Maybe there is a hitch between SEC and the company, which is not known to the public.
Okay, so now that you're here, and after about 6 months that you've not collected anything, do you believe that you get your money back? Because I was reading somewhere, and they're saying that at some point the bank is supposed to effect the refund of the money to investors.
Yes, the order to freeze the account was upon the law called Bofia Act 2020 as amended. And the sections, if you read at the order, it said, pursuant to order to freeze the accounts, several accounts stated here, pursuant to section 56, 57, 1 and 4, and 97 of the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020 as amended. Section 2A of that act also empowers the CBN to refund such money, illegally deposited money under that act, to refund such money to the depositors.
Okay.
So by that act, the investors are somehow protected by the law through CBN. So what investors are expected to do is either to wait, because CBN are saying that the order is made, they freeze the account pursuant to further investigation.
Yeah.
And if need be, at the conclusion, if they are found culpable, they will be prosecuted. And at that point, the law that empowers them to refund will come to play.
Okay.
And they will now, the law said they should appoint a licensed bank and hand over all these freezing accounts for them to verify and pay the depositors. However, if diligent or investors who are willing, who are legally minded, are mindful to go to court, they can get an order for the CBN to pay them from source before that time.
Are you looking to explore that avenue?
Yes. Others have done.
Have they gotten the money?
No. Others have applied.
Others
have applied. But the application, filing a motion on that effect does not mean that CBN will not conclude
its investigation.
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be in compliance with the CBN's investigation and to protect the applicants as first investors to be treated with the court order.
Okay. Well, PDD Wokoma here. Let's go back to your messages. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0009. Frank says one thing about this Ponzi and pyramid schemes that they're not really fraudulent. They just die natural deaths. When there are no new investors and when their own profit don't come as expected, they would not be able to pay the investors. Says a former colleague of mine who organizes business seminars and sells forms to obtain loans. All scam. My guy don't buy land, they build. Frank send that in. Soki Fubara says, I doubt if all those large money was used for Forex as they claim. Remember, MBA for exchange your name, which is what he said. These plenty investment things are wrapped up in Wayo. These people sweet talk. Their sweet talk can't deceive me again. They should be careful delving into these money things. Ever since the Umana saga, I painfully learned my lessons. William send that in. And I don't keep hearing they have logo, they have design, they have this, they have profile, they have this. Did the lawyer write to CBN, EFCC, SEC, Police, NDIC to prove their registration? They've been saying companies collecting money like DBM are doing that illegally. NDIC and CBN also will confirm that they don't have an investment deposit authorizing them to operate like banks. They were collecting monies illegally. They were not licensed. I think the regulatory agencies need to do more in their roles. Okay, so that's the true meaning of their roles. We're Nigerian folk. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Enoh.
Let's hear you.
Yes, my name is David West. My sister, you see, as far as I'm concerned, to me, it's very much too late. Let me refreshing our minds with when MMM came. I remember vividly even the central bank came to advise Nigerians, raise red flag. To a point, you are aware that some persons organized a protest against the central bank for saying MMM, people should not go there and invest their money. They were protesting that leave MMM alone, cannot empower us, you cannot employ us, MMM is giving us money. And at the end of the day, how did it happen? MMM collapsed. So for me, I think it's not a greedy man that will fall to the 419 man as far as I'm concerned, because you want more money. My learned friend there, I really sympathize with him in his predicament. He has a very long journey to go through. It will not be too easy for him, as far as I'm concerned. So we should be careful, like I said yesterday, the kind of investment or the kind of business we go into. It is not sustainable that a man will tell you, give me 1 naira and I will make it 10 naira for you for 200 persons. How realistic is that?
All right, good question. We're Nigerian folk.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Michael. I called yesterday and I told you about the one of the CBN wahala with them, that they were almost operating like deposit bank. He said, "Oh, that's not possible." But the man has said something like that in the studio. Now, people compare MMM to NBA. The two things are not the same. MMM has no office. It was purely an online something. These people have offices almost in most big cities in Nigeria. So people shouldn't compare these two things. They are not
are you aware of the one they call Umana?
I was a kid, so I don't know. I'm not aware, but as at when I grew up, I started hearing the story of Umana, that it operated like a bank, that it has structures too on ground, physical structures. So, what I'm saying is that MMM and MB are not the same thing. Water and oil cannot be the same.
All right.
So that's the truth.
Thank you.
So we are hopeful we'll get paid at the end of the day. It's just a matter of time.
Well, we're here. We're Nigerian folk.
Yeah, good morning, man.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. I really want to know if the MBA Forex, we are not taxed by the River State government.
Taxed how?
Taxed. Collect
taxed. Oh.
Yes.
Well, perhaps they're paying what's that thing? Pay as you earn. For the workers, perhaps they were paying that. I don't know. But I know that if you're doing business anywhere, you should do the pay as you earn. So if they were being taxed as a corporate organization, I don't have that information.
Okay.
Thank you for calling. A message here. Some people that are asking for their capital have gotten enough money that is more than what they invested. I'm not saying it's wrong to ask for your capital. This is just me thinking out loud. On second thoughts, more investment schemes are beginning to spring up in the name of cooperatives. This is because government doesn't go hard on cooperatives. And I've seen that happen. A lot of these companies that have been on for a bit since, a lot of things that are happening, they're now moving to cooperatives. On the MBA thing, there are some lawyers who are using this opportunity to cash in by fronting for them for a percent of whatever is refunded. Now, what is your guest advice? Patronize the lawyers or wait patiently for CBN to conclude the investigation and pay every investor?
Well, first and foremost, the question posed trying to compare MBA and MM is nothing to write home about, as was answered by the second caller. This is a corporate entity having a corporate number, registration number with CAC 1457577 by Nigerian government.
Yeah.
And if it is a corporate body operating a business in Nigeria, it is presumed that the Nigerian government, they have the backing of the Nigerian government as a legal entity. So if they are fraudulent, or if they come out of seem to be a fraudulent, it is a conspiracy between the entity and the Nigerian government that registered them to operate as such.
Some people think that there's been some, because if they're operating a temporary license,
yes,
and we just keep it, the renewal, is it open-ended?
Well, I don't know.
That's what it seems like. You did the first one, the second one,
yes,
the third one, the fourth one. Something has to give.
And at a point, they asked them to change their name to be capital investment, trading, and this and this. So they know everything about it. It's just that our government does not care for the welfare of our citizens. So
this thing about people, lawyers, telling investors, pay me X amount or X percentage, I'll get you your funds. Well, he is asking, should she cash in on this?
There is, apart from the legal institution waiting for them to conclude their investigation, I don't think any lawyer, and that may be the mind of the lawyer, he may think that he will go to court and get maybe
there's something else that's going on. I don't know. Oh, yeah, have they paid anyone? Let's also know. Says, do you have the copy of the temporary license from SEC? Femi is asking.
Of MBA. But I have the profile.
All right. EOK says one of the terms and conditions between MBA and investors is that the investors resort first to arbitration panel before the court. Ask the lawyer whether investors complied with that provision of the clause and what's the implication.
Yes, in the agreement there is such a clause that if they don't pay, if they fail to pay at the ROI date for 7 days, you will report, and if they fail to pay, you go for the arbitration. In this situation, it's not an internal matter.
Oh, it's out of their control.
Yes,
you see,
it's out of their control. In fact, MBA is not with their money. They are not accessible to their money. It's being frozen by the central bank.
Okay. All right. Chris, this is a long read. Let me try before the commercial. Let me try. MBA collected money from the public as investment fund. They've not denied they failed to pay the ROI. They admitted it was a result of business environment. The freezing is a welcome development, but the refund should have proceeded by now, since MBA has promised to do that. So there's a little confusion here now, which I hope you can help us clear. On their page, I just went there now. Their Facebook page, February. You can see it. February. This is March. February 2021. The only truth worth believing, #MBA cares, is that they will refund all the investors.
Yes.
And they say it's a priority for them.
Yes.
And you're saying that the CBN froze the account. So, where does that leave us?
Yes. As at October 2020, when they stopped payment up to the January this year, they were promising
So is it that they're not aware of what was going on?
Until, as they were promising, they were also advising their investors not to go to court.
Okay.
That if you go to court, it will stall their plans for you.
Oh, really?
Until CBN now, on their own independent, go to court and freeze the account.
So the account was open from then till February?
Yes, until the order was made.
So if the account was open from when they stopped paying you till February, what does that mean?
No, they were in documentation. They were asking us to be uploading our documentation for payment or not. They even promised us that the payment will be in batches. So when this order came, and that was why.
But hold on, do you know anyone that was paid between then and February?
I don't know.
All right.
And that was why I said they were playing on the intelligence of the investors, knowing fully well that they were trapped by CBN.
All right. So Chris, let's get back to you. You say payment should have started. It's my expectation that the government institution CBN should have sped up the refund of the said capital and saved lives, but they have to finish their investigation first. Chris, the earlier the better, as this process will ensure that those funds do not develop legs and walk into the wrong hands. Don't forget, it's the #1 responsibility of government to save lives, and it's been gathered that some investors have already committed suicide, while so many are finding it difficult to feed. But then again, like I say, you can't trust the government for anything. Why trust them with your money? Felix, we're done with that. All these schemes are promoted by radio stations without investigation. NBA is registered, operating legally in the country, with numerous branches. The regulatory bodies and the government should refund investors' money. Charles, can we liken the NBA case of Blue Key? I don't know what Blue Key is.
Can I come in there, sir?
You know what Blue Key is?
Yes, and that is one of my facts.
Okay.
Before you, when Blue Key came up in about 2019, when they came up, as at the time they came up, NBA was in a far existence. But immediately they came up, EFCC clamped on them that they did not register. That they did not register and closed their offices. That alone gave confidence to NBA investors that they are registered.
The right place. Okay, all right. Do I have commercials after now? Okay. Let's do this one, then we wrap it up. We're Nigerian football hacked. Someone claims that their friend was refunded. When? So he is saying that the lawyers have not paid anyone that she knows, but they've demanded up to 20 to 30% of the refunded investment. So it's a case of, instead of you losing all, we'll get it out for you, and then we take 20 or 30%. We're Nigerian for Stay tuned. All right, we're still here. I'm here. My name is Enoh Ogbevire. The lawyer is here, PDD Wokoma, who is also an investor in Forex, MBA Forex and Capital Investment Limited. Okay, that's a different name from the one that we used to know. I'll take a few more messages. We need to wrap this up quickly. Says special emphasis on refund through the court with the aid of lawyers, please. But you're saying that they have to wait until the CBN is done.
No. I'm saying that in order to be on a good standing, investors should go to court and get an order against the CBN. Okay. So that after the conclusion, CBN must make verification of the numerous investors by this order of the court confirming the applicant. You just tender the order of the court and CBN will honor it. All
right. So my colleague is here. Come in. Because I had that chat yesterday about the role the media plays. Since CBN froze the accounts of MBA, what is stopping them from paying back investors? If you were listening, you'd have heard the lawyers say that they need to conclude the investigation. But Chichi is here. Good morning, Chichi.
Hi, good morning.
So a lot of people have been asking and saying that the radio stations are culpable because we advertise these companies, these schemes. And we had a chat yesterday. How would you respond to that?
Okay, just like the lawyer yesterday, I had, a chat with him before, went to he came and met you. So I think we do our own due diligence. We actually sometimes we ask for CAC. Now, if you are going for your CAC registration, it means that you are someone that can be identified.
An entity.
Yes, one can actually identify you because you present certain documents. I'm not CAC. I will only look at the certificate. And then some of them say, our SEC is in process. Sometimes we even go ahead to even contact them to say, SEC say, yes, but we have not given anybody, the full. Then they also say, we're under UFCC watch.
Okay.
And have you ever tried to transfer, maybe, just as you are now, 50 million hits your account, bam. What happens?
The UFCC will contact.
Straight up. It means that EFCC knows about this account. They are aware. So what else do you want me to do? I mean, really. So if you're under EFCC watch, it means you cannot run from they can track the transfers. So it means that at least to an extent, people's money are safe. So what else can we do? Yeah, we ask these questions before you come on. There are some that come, they don't have even safe, so just sweep them as they just come in. We just let them go. We don't bother. But these other guys, they even show you insurance. Though sometimes we may not be privileged to see the extent of coverage of those insurance companies. To what extent they have coverage for any form of loss. So those are the things that we do.
Okay, so someone was also saying that perhaps as we advertise them, there are lots of them, and it seems as if they have seasons. So in this season we have seminars, in this season we have whatever it is. That is also the onus is also on the regulators who listen and monitor to see that there's an increase in this, and also go and check because they say out their names, they say out the venues of their meetings and all that, and perhaps that would help the public, because if they go there, they sit as an interested investor and they listen and because they've worked, they know these things. This thing can't be clean. Yeah. Then they highlight it. They let the FCC know.
Yeah. Sometimes NBC tries. At least I know the NBC people. Sometimes they also try. Sometimes even people have to go there and show them exactly. We have cases like that. People have to show them on the system. This is exactly what it is, and sometimes they let them go because they're able to prove their point. Okay. But I think that's the much.
So what's you're on this side? What would you advise those who are listening to do when they hear these advertisements?
Do your due diligence. When you go for this seminar, there's certain questions that you ask, and you see that the person you're asking this question is not able to really deliver on it. Example: which insurance company can I see the coverage? This is the extent of coverage of Are you under so and so this of there's some questions that you ask and you find that you don't really get clear-cut answer. Then you know that there is a problem. That's when you wave the red flag.
All right. Thank you for your time. Yeah, the lawyer wants to come in quickly.
in this area, let's say, for instance, if you go to some hotels, they take your profile, If you ask them, they say they are sending it to SSS and to security agencies. I think it will be proper if you have such an application to do. You send, or they let them undertake for you that you will send it to the security agencies to investigate them. I think that will also protect you.
Yes. All right. So we need to wrap this up at this time. Let's see if I can take. Mr. Wali says, I'm a victim. For my hearing so far, it seems federal government borrowed some huge amount of money from the man. Oh my, really? Okay. This one says, well, final call. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yes, I think the explanation your colleague gave in the role that the media house has played, I think it does not go well with me.
Okay.
Because if a person comes to tell you that, look, we are under EFCC watch, he has to authenticate his claim. Maybe either by providing a school certificate for you. You understand me?
Hold on. Provide what?
School certificate. It's a certificate issued by EFCC that it is issued by a department from EFCC.
Okay.
It controls financial transactions.
Okay.
Apart from that one, for example, now you people Nigeria is the platform that is being used to propagate this forceful activity. For example, a person will come and tell you if you buy one plot of land in Bolu, they will send it to Dubai. Even those are you it?
Okay. All right.
Excuse me, let me land. And you know that is false.
No. You know, when we're young, we used to do those things by bottling companies. Buy this drink and you can win a trip to India. It does not mean that everybody would win. We did one here during our 10th anniversary. Our 8th anniversary or 9th. I was here, and there was a pick. We did a draw, and somebody won. So in those cases, everybody cannot win. Only one person will win. If you say you question the process in which the winner emerges, that's another kettle of fish. But I mean, come on, do your due diligence. Well, here now, the lawyer is optimistic, and he wants to share his optimism with you that by the time the CBN is done with their investigation, you'll get your money back, because that's what the law says. We wait and see. But between now and then, please do your due diligence. If you have questions in your heart, don't put your money where your heart can be. My name is Enoh Ogbevire. That's a wrap on the broadcast this week. From Monday, the crossfire would run from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. See you then.